Teresa,
Do you see Dennis Troy on there yet that I don't see, Esther?
he's not there.
No, I know. We're gonna text him right now and see where if he's trying to get on.
I think that's a good cognitive theory. You look so attractive, Teresa.
Esther, you have to shut your TV off because we can hear it.
Fine. It's off.
At least the sound, okay?
I Tom.
Either. Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. I think we're still missing Dennis Troy. I just want to make sure he's not trying to get on.
I don't think I have him.
Yeah, real quick. We'll just see. I don't know.
Can you just give me it all?
Okay. I'm muted. I just muted you all. My kind of meeting. Okay. I don't know.
He's not responding. We should have B's number. Does it
Yeah,
remember
we
it's
could start
not
with
there?
Okay. Dennis Troy will be joining us in a second.
But you're not, so I can hear you.
Correct. I guess we can do the pledge and we'll go backwards and then do the roll call. No. Oh, it doesn't, it's 2 seconds. It's
I know.
Okay. Okay, I think Dennis Troy is right. Dennis, you there?
I'm here.
All right, stand up, Dennis.
Okay, so I'm gonna just welcome everybody to the town board meeting of May 19th, 2020. Town clerk, can we get a roll call?
Councilman Dennis Troy,
Present.
Councilman Jerry Batari,
Muted.
okay. Councilman Paul Valentine,
Present.
Councilman Tom Divany, Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Present. Did Tom respond? He's here.
I don't see. I didn't hear him.
I thought that was him, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't see him. I don't hear him.
Okay.
Well, Dennis, you could just write that
Okay,
he's
so we're gonna get the Pledge of Allegiance, is gonna be led by Esther Baylor, okay, Esther?
Okay, I pledge it up, Teresa. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I have respect for the older generation, Teresa.
I'm gonna mute you now. If you want to speak during the public portion, you can, but I'm gonna mute you until we get there, okay?
All right, I don't know why you're mad at me.
Okay. I have to be able to let the other members speak, though.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, now we can hear Tom. Okay. So if the town board members will unmute themselves. Okay, Dennis is gone.
I'm good.
I'm good.
You're
I'm
good,
good.
okay. Okay.
Jerry, which one?
Jerry good? He's good, okay. Okay. So, welcome, and thank you, Esther, for saying the Pledge of Allegiance. We've been working on that for the last 2 days with Esther. You have the town board agenda, but before I go into the official announcements, I just wanted to make a brief statement about, some of what happened at the last, town board meeting. I'm gonna be quick, and I will certainly, when I'm done, open it up to my board members to say what they want to say. I have no intentions of getting into a back and forth. I just want to say my piece and let you guys say yours. So I just want to start by being very clear. Nothing that I did was looking to fire police officers, to reduce the number of police officers, to reduce permanently on a policy level the number of officers on a shift. And I say this because based upon some over-the-top, exaggerated social media posts, I was asked multiple times why I wanted to fire police officers. So I want everyone to be very clear that that was not the case, and anybody who watches the meeting will see what the facts and the truth are. But unfortunately, too many people don't actually watch the meeting. They just go to these social media sites and accept what they find. So I wanted to just have that out there. I also want to say that I did meet with Sergeant Nick Wellen, the PBA president, after the meeting. We had, I'm going to say, a very productive meeting. We both decided that opening the line of communications will go a long way. And so I look forward to having that relationship with him like I do with the other CSEA union members. But one of the things that I did tell Sergeant Whalen, which I'm going to say here publicly, is that I was not angry at any point with the PBA or with the PBA president. They represent their members. They have a job to do. Nick had a job to do, and he was doing it. My frustration was with the fact that a confidential email had been disclosed prior to us even having an opportunity to discuss it in executive session. I let it get the better of me. I take full responsibility for that. It clouded my judgment, and I was angry. And so I just, from this point on, I need to know, what the rules are, because I like to think we're all entitled to confidentiality. And if we're not, that's fine. But I just want everyone to know it works both ways. So I think we all have the right to expect that, to demand it from each other. And going forward, I'm going to expect it. And if it doesn't happen, I think we're going to have to really find out, where it's coming from. I'm not going to waste any time with that now. But I think that to have, a healthy conversation, we need to be able to speak freely. So I'm just going to end with something that I put in my social media post. Was I come from a family of law enforcement. Starting with my dad, who is a cop. I respect law enforcement. I support them. And throughout this whole pandemic, I have been nothing but supportive to our PBA. I went on Channel 4 when we were not getting the information we wanted fast enough. I put myself in harm's way with the county exec who was not happy with me. I have sent multiple townwide emails thanking them and praising them. I have put it on social media, and when I've had the fortunate experience of speaking to them directly, I've said it to them personally. So nothing should be interpreted as anything that I do not like law enforcement or anything like that. So, but what I did say in my post is that this does not negate my fiscal responsibility to the residents of the town of Orangetown. Those two things can coexist. You can respect law enforcement and you want to do things to save money for the taxpayers of Orangetown. So I thank our Orangetown police officers. I thank them here and now. But I just want everyone to know that that doesn't mean that I'm not going to do what I have to do to find savings as we go into this really a budgetary crisis. And that's going to include all departments, including the police department. So with that said, I'm looking towards moving on, and I will certainly let anybody else, if they have anything to say, feel free. And then we'll get to the agenda.
Well, I'd just like to say, well said, Teresa, and thank you for putting that out there.
Thanks, Paul. Okay, if that's all we got, we're going to go on to our regular announcements. So our virtual 5K, I want to thank everybody who has donated. We left it open through tonight at midnight for anybody who hasn't donated that would like to. This is to, we're going to go for local food pantries and people who are helping people who can't afford to get food. We raised over $11,500. We had 223 participants. I want to thank, a lot of people donated, but the Rockland County AOH donated $500. And Celtic Sheet Metal donated $250. And then we had a virtual concert that ended on Sunday with the Russo brothers who donated their time. So I want to thank them. I would say it was a complete success. And I want to thank Carmel Riley, who really was the brains behind the whole thing. Just so you know, I was on a call unrelated to my town job. And I am hearing that Meals on Wheels and some of these food, they're struggling right now. So it sounds like a lot of money, but $11,500 can go fast when it's being spread among a lot of agencies. So again, if you go to our town webpage, it's on there. It'll close out tonight, and then we're gonna, do some donation. We have to figure out where it's going, but we're gonna try and get it to as many agencies as we can. So thank you, Carmel Riley, for that. So then we have a couple of Memorial Day events that have been canceled. They're listed. But there has been just today, the governor came out and said that subject to local government approval, you can have a 10-person Memorial Day ceremony. So we very quickly, we actually started yesterday kind of anticipating something like this, are going to be having a virtual Memorial Day ceremony on Friday at 11 o'clock. You could watch it through Facebook, I guess through our webpage, town, whatever, webpage too, or just Facebook?
Town of Orangetown
Facebook page. Okay. We pulled it together. We're hoping it's going to be nice. We have, some members from the AOH there, and we're going to have, what's it called? The trumpet? The taps. So anyway, we welcome you to watch that. And the Blowout Lines are doing also a virtual one. I don't know that it's going to be live streamed, but they're going to be doing one on Monday, the 25th at 9 a.m. So you can check out maybe their Facebook page. But that's all I have as far as any kind of live or virtual ceremony. So anyway, the list of what's been canceled, most of the parades and everything, which apparently are not allowed by the governor's executive orders. So we do have 2 proclamations, one for Building Safety Month, which is going to go to Jane Slavin in our building department, and one is for the proclamation for National Public Works Weeks, which will go to Jim Dean. I'm not going to read them. They're kind of lengthy, but I just picked out a couple of quick lines. For the building safety, we have, whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of communities' largely unknown guardians of public safety, and our local code official who assure us a safe, efficient, and livable buildings that are essential to keep America great. So that's just one line from there. And then similarly, basically, this is the 2020 marks the 60th annual National Public Works Weeks, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, and basically is recognizing the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments. And I will echo that during the pandemic, our highway guys, I saw them out there. Our sewer guys were working. So anyway, so we have these nice proclamations that we're going to deliver. Normally they'd be here, we'd have a ceremony, but we're going to skip that tonight. The next is that we do have the Town of Orangetown Draft Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System MS4 Annual Report. Year 17 will be available for view on the town's website. And then I just want to remind everybody that tonight is the Pearl River School District. There are actually 3 candidates for the school board. Tonight at 7, they are going to be hosting a Meet the Candidates. So you can get to, it's on their YouTube channel, the school's YouTube channel. If you go to pearlriver.org, you'll find it. It's right on the page. But I encourage everybody who wants to get informed on who they're going to vote for. We don't have much time from what I understand, so you might want to check it out. So that is all I have for announcements. We can quickly go through the agenda items. Workshop. Again, we're going to carry over on number 3, basically the doing the meetings via video conference and at 5:30, at least for the next 2 meetings. I guess we'll reevaluate it as we get closer to the end of June. I know how much you guys love being here with me, so maybe we can be here again soon. We have an adopt a spot, a landscaping for the corner of Gilbert Avenue and Veterans Memorial. From what I understand, this was already adopted, but now is that what this is?
Right, that expired and now this is.
Okay, so whoever had it before, it expired and somebody new is gonna be taking over this spot. So, just want to give them their due.
Advanced landscape.
Advanced landscaping, okay, it's right in there, right there. Number 5 is an agreement with Sunrise Laboratories. We all did some testing and finally got our results, but anyway. Number 6 is important, and we may have a resolution to add for it, is establishing, we talked about a committee, you know, some people are calling them task force. Basically, it's a committee to kickstart Orangetown. So we got some really great people that have stepped up. We are not done. We're accepting if anybody feels they have some special qualifications or have ideas they want to bring. We are welcoming others to the committee. This is just who we have kind of confirmed with it so far. So anyway, we're calling it to you know, come up with ideas to help the businesses once the economy starts to open. So we've talked about closing down, you know, Central Avenue, maybe closing off the sidewalks to let outdoor dining, you know, just questions about making the process easier. So the committee is basically being formed tonight. They're going to start meeting pretty regularly. And, you know, I'm just hoping that people, you know, will come up with ideas that are more unique to different businesses. I mean, I certainly don't know if it's a construction business or something. It could be very different. So we need as many perspectives as we can get on the committee without making it too many people. So we have a really, really good start. And we have a really, really good chairperson. So who's I think watching us right now, but anyway, I would have said that anyway, even if they were watching. So anyway, this is basically forming the committee. If you look, we do have Brian Campbell from the Pearl River Chamber of Commerce, Rob Chiparino, who's All County Asphalt, Kevin Hardy, Executive Director, Meals on Wheels, Bill Madden, Director of External Affairs, Suez Water, Angela McDonald, our chairwoman. She's the coordinator of hospitality management at Stack College. Kathy McGowan is a resident. We have Carmel Riley, who's going to be on there for our economic development and tourism. She's going to be the clerk. Diane Sarator from People to People. Rosanna Sfraga, our town clerk, who is so excited about it, and we're excited to have her. And then Mike Lawler is going to be the liaison with the town board or whatever. So again, we have, you know, we reached out to other people. We're just waiting for confirmation before we put their names on here. We did reach out to the Chamber of Commerce in Nyack and Piermont to see if they wanted a representative on here, but we just haven't heard back. So it's a work in progress, but it's a very good start, if I do say so myself. And if anybody has any questions, just raise your hand or jump in. Number 7 is release of a performance bond, which is pretty pro forma. Number 8 is an agreement that we have with New York State Department of Transportation. They actually pay us to plow certain roads, so it's a 5-year agreement. It's paid annually $197,783.12, and it's actually the total is $988,000. So that's approving that. We have 2, 9, and 10 are approving someone from the sewer department to attend classes. Wastewater treatment. And then we have the audit, and then we do have executive sessions tonight. We have some personnel matters, but that's the agenda. Anybody have any comments, questions? Okay, we're gonna try.
Teresa, there was gonna be one
Oh,
add-on with the, set the public hearing.
Yeah, okay, so, because some of these actions we want to take with this new committee, will require some changes to the town code. And I think the plan is it's gonna be temporary. It's gonna be basically during the, you know, until the pandemic is over. But, you know, right now they'd have to get a site plan. They'd have to go to the ACA board. They might have to go to the planning board. You know, it would be quite a process. So we're trying to streamline that. And, you know, again, make something so these restaurants, if we are fortunate enough that the governor comes up and says we can open, we're ready to go. We don't want to start scrambling then. So again, the committee is going to be meeting and they may come up with other ideas, better ideas, more ideas, but this will start at least, allowing the outdoor dining. Some of the restaurants have, parking lots, some have alleyways, and just going to help them with the density if we can let them put a table or two outside. So we were just going to add to an item to put the public hearing for June 2nd, and then we'll get the local law out to everybody. But we can put that as an add-on.
Rob,
Teresa.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Tom. Teresa,
Yep.
two things. Can we notify the RBA and see if they'd like to have a member on that committee? Number one. And number two, this local law, it's going to have to be approved by the town board at least, correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
we're
so
gonna
any
have- we're actually
changes
gonna
they
have a-
come up with, any changes that come out of that committee have to go before the town board.
Well,
get
anything
approval.
that would require, yes, anything that require, like this, the June 2nd public hearing is because we actually have something on the books right now for restaurants to do this. But again, it requires a site plan and planning board and ACABOR, and, it could take somebody 3 months. So this is, and again, again, it's a work in progress with the town attorney's office, and this, by the way, is being done all over the place. I mean, the New York City's talking about it, NIAC's doing it, it just, but basically, it's going to be a temporary measure, which would have an expedited process. So it's going to go to Jane. Jane's going to look at it. It's going to go to the fire inspector, the police department to make sure there's no safety issues there. But it's going to take out like ACABOR and some of the other boards that might take longer.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, to the extent this committee comes up with anything that we need to approve, it's going to come to us. They're not going to have any authority to do anything. They're going to be, just kind of making recommendations and stuff. So. And
Okay.
the RBA is a great idea. I believe our chairperson, if I'm not mistaken, is a member of the RBA, but, yes, she's shaking her head. Yes, she's a member of the RBA.
Yes,
so-
I am.
I just wanted to bring up again, that we should notify all the restaurants who are going to choose to participate in this program with having outdoor dining, that they have to deal with the SLA, and that just because we're allowing it as a town board doesn't mean they don't have to apply or deal with the SLA, the state liquor authority, because I don't want any of our local businesses getting in trouble with the SLA thinking they have a blanket immunity because the town board is taking this action. So I think it would be a smart move to make sure that any and all restaurants that are going to participate know that up front.
Yes, and I totally agree. And I'm told, and again, this is all, if you're watching what's going on with the governors, they change day by day, but we're told that that they're already aware of this happening, that they're going to likewise have an expedited process for them. So we will make sure everybody knows that we don't have any authority to give out liquor licenses. And that's why we kind of wanted to get this going, because that still may take time. You're dealing with the state. So we don't want to find ourselves, all of a sudden he says you can open it and now we're starting the process. So we're hoping to get ahead of it if that's at all possible. So we will make sure they know that's their responsibility.
And then the second point, Rob, just someone's going to have to, from the town or whoever's going to be leading this, is got to deal with the public health department up at the county to make sure that we're in compliance and these restaurants are in compliance with any county public health laws.
Right. And just, as Teresa mentioned, just so we're clear, we're talking about two different things. One is right now the town already has authorized sidewalk cafes and sidewalk vending, frankly, for if people want to sell items outside. So as Teresa mentioned, these laws are going to, with respect to that, are going to tweak that a little bit so that, as Teresa mentioned, doesn't have to go to ACABOR, for instance, and it'll kind of streamline the process. So we're going to tweak that a little bit. And then the other issue we were talking about was permitting restaurants that have a parking lot to, maybe block off some spaces so that they can put tables, where parking spaces are. There's a number of issues which you mentioned, the SLA, which, again, we have no authority over. This is more an opportunity if a restaurant can do it and they submit a plan. I wouldn't say, it doesn't have to be a architect's plan, but it's also not going to be on the back of a napkin. Something that, for people's safety, areas are blocked off and they can put tables out so that, for instance, if the governor opens and says you can have 50% capacity or 25% capacity, maybe some of that additional capacity, that you don't have indoors, you can spill over to outside, again, in a safe manner. So that's what these two just address, the issues related to town laws with respect to that. And that's what these will address. And you're right, whatever permits are necessary from the state, and hopefully, maybe that'll be part of the governor's executive orders to kind of waive that for outdoor dining or whatever. But, again, we're kind of anticipating what's going to happen. So we're just trying to get ahead of it. So that hearing is scheduled for 5:45 on June 2nd. And I'll circulate to the board and the public, the proposed changes.
Hey, Teresa and everybody, the governor's already made changes where he's allowing these restaurants to have takeout alcohol drinks. So I don't think it's a stretch for him to, in his next executive order, say, outdoor dining as long as it's permitted by the local municipality. So I think it's a great idea to get this rolling now.
Okay. Okay. So no other comments. We will go into the public, comment. I just want to remind everybody the same rules apply as in person. You have 3 minutes. If you don't mind saying your name and just your address. I don't need the street name, but just whatever for the record. So we have it. And let's try to get through this without too much chaos. I'm going to unmute again. So when I mute, again, I can't tell who's trying to speak. So you may have to just be a little patient if someone's speaking before you, but we'll give it a shot here. Okay. Do I have anybody who wants to speak? And you may have to unmute yourself too. So.
Yes, Teresa.
Okay, Esther, you're up.
I just want to say, Teresa, you and Rob are talking about restaurants, but you're not mentioning Five Guys. And I just don't understand why you're talking about other restaurants and you're not mentioning Five Guys.
Well, Esther, I'll say 2 things. One, I love Five Guys. My waistline doesn't, but I love it. But that's in the town of Clarkstown, so you're going to have to call George Holman and talk to him about that. You don't have any control over it.
The other thing is there's a deadly virus out there. Why are you doing outside dining with liquor drinks when there are people dying from the coronavirus?
Are you, Esther, when you're done, we'll respond. We're not going to.
I'm not saying anything wrong. It's my own cognitive theory. The other thing, one of our consumers passed away from Venture Murphy Health. Her name is Marie Pryor. And she died of the coronavirus. So I'm just updating you.
Okay. Thank you, Esther. She is on our list of people we're adjourning in memory of.
Oh, you've come a long way, verbally and cognitively, Teresa.
Okay, so now we're going to see, now, Esther, we're going to, can you mute yourself when we see if anybody else wants to speak?
Fine. I don't know why you're mad at me.
Okay. Does anybody else want to speak? Public portion. I don't want to rush you because Robin Greeno tells I rush people, so I'm going to give you plenty of time to try and unmute yourself. So okay, going once, going twice. Okay, do I get a motion to close the public portion? Okay.
I make a motion.
Okay, and I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. So the first item is authorizing the town board, again, to change the meeting times and do it via this go-to-meeting. Again, we're just gonna begin at 5:30 on June 2nd and June 16th. Can I get a motion to move it?
So moved.
And it's Troy, second.
Yep.
Chair Vittori. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody wants a roll call on anything, just put up your hand. Oh, I guess, can't put up his hand. Okay, number 4, approving the, adopt a spot, at the landscape at the corner of Gilbert and Veterans Memorial by Advanced
What
Landscape
time is
Solutions.
it available tomorrow?
I make a motion.
It's Paul Valentine, I'll second it. All in favor?
I
Aye.
I would like to point out that Jimmy Dean started this Adopt a Spot, and it's really been very successful in the town. And the businesses that participate in this by fixing up various spots of the town are doing a great benefit to the town here in terms of keeping it looking great. So, yeah, think of Runstorff Park with Memorial Day right now that was done. I won't mention the company, but and this one here doing it on Gilbert Avenue, it's a great idea. Terrific.
And we like to put up a little sign and acknowledge them, so you certainly, if anyone sees it, you should consider using one of them, because they are donating basically all their time and services, so I agree with you 100%. Number 5 is resolved that the supervisor authorized to execute the agreement with Sunrise Medical Laboratories for the testing. Do I have a motion? Paul Valentine muted, but he raised his hand, so it was moved by Paul. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Rosanna, can you hear everybody voting, or do you need any? You're good? Okay. Okay, number 6, establish Kickstart Orangetown Committee. We're doing it for a 1-year term, at least for now. You know, we'll certainly, hopefully we don't need it for a year, but if not, maybe they're so great, we'll keep them beyond that. But anyway, again, this gives the, basically what the goal is to help restart the local economy as a result of the COVID-19 crisis. So we are creating the committee. Should this have been 2? This have been 2 things, Rob? They do it 1? Okay. We could do it in 1 then. Okay. And then we have, again, the appointments. I said all those names before. And again, I'll just repeat, if anybody's interested or thinks they have a unique skill set or wants to, be helpful, by all means, they should reach out to supervisor@orangetown.com. So can I get a motion to establish the committee and appoint the members?
Yeah, I'll move that, but I also want to add on one name, Alex Demena.
You have to make a motion to amend it, don't you? Did you speak to Alex? Does he want to go on it?
Yes, he does.
Okay, so are you gonna make a motion? Do we have to amend it?
No,
Add him or what? Just add him.
no, you
Add
can
Alex.
just add it since it didn't get passed already yet.
Okay, with the addition of Alex Demena. So Dennis Troy
I
moved it.
second it.
I seconded it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Now you voted on yeah,
I guess we
now you voted on the
can.
entire resolution.
Should we do the add-on now with the public hearing? You think it's a good time to do it?
Yes. You want me to read it or you got it?
I got it. So here's the new item. Resolved that the town board will hold a public hearing on June 2nd, 2020 at 5:45 PM on a proposed local law amending Chapter 6 of the Town Code regarding building construction administration, duties and powers of building inspector, and amending Chapter 31B sidewalk cafes and vending to provide the director of OSPE and under the authority of the town board to permit temporary outdoor dining and additional use of sidewalk cafes and vending as part of the recovery from the COVID-19 crisis. So we're just setting the hearing date. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion.
Paul made the motion. Somebody seconded. Is that you, Jerry? Jerry seconded.
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Back to resolution for the release of the Orangeburg Automotive Storage Facility Performance Bond. I'll make a motion to move it. You have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I guess I should say any opposed, but. Okay, number 8, authorizing the supervisors to sign the 2019 to 2024 municipal snow and ice agreement with New York State Department of Transportation. Can I get a motion?
Yep.
Who was that, Jerry?
Yes.
Okay, second,
I'll second it.
Valentine, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Number 9 is granting permission for James Hunter Davy to attend basic laboratory procedures in Morrisville, New York, at a cost of $1,592. Can I get a motion?
I'll move that.
Dennis Troy, second. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
And then for the same employee to attend basic operations of wastewater treatment plants. Didn't even say this is the same date. Oh, no. Again, in Morrisville, New York. Can I get a motion? Dennis, you want to move that one too?
Yeah.
Jerry?
Jerry.
Do that? Jerry moved it.
I'll
Dennis
second
Troy
it.
Dennis Troy seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we have the audit.
Okay. The audit for tonight's town board meeting consists of 3 warrants for a total of $559,000. The first warrant had 61 vouchers for $117,000 and was for utilities. The second warrant had 11 vouchers for 50,000 items of interest. Number 1, NIPA, 22,000 for the streetlight project. And then the third warrant had 95 vouchers for 390,000 items of interest. Number 4, Arthur Gallagher, 55,000 for claims servicing, workers' comp claims servicing. And number 5, Capasso and Sons, 68,000 for recycling. Number 9, Hewitt Excavating, 75,000 for River Road sewer repair. That's bonded money. Number 10, JP Morgan Equipment Financing, 53,000 for the energy performance contract. And number 11, Tomco Construction, 21,000 for the Homes for Heroes project. Any questions on the audit?
Nope.
Nope.
No? Okay, so can I get a motion to close the audit?
I make a motion. for-
Paul? Second?
Yep.
Jerry Butera, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we are going to be going into executive session to discuss some personnel-related matters. That's really all it is. But I do want to just go through the adjournments. It's really kind of crazy that you think 13 is not that many after we had 29 last meeting. Still way too many people, and people some of us know. So I'm just going to read. We have Karen Brown from Piermont, Irene Burns from Pearl River, John Gleason from Pearl River, George Leahy from Tapan, Alvina Teresa Smeligar Lewis, former resident of Pearl River, Gladys Loy from Dowling Gardens, Maria Luna from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Kelly Mazzarella from Pearl River, Thomas McDonough from Blauvelt, Tara McKeegan from Blauvelt, Paul Peperato from Thiels, a former Rockland County clerk for the last 15 years, Mary Prezioso from Pearl River, and Marie Pryor of Venture Murphy House in Orangeburg. So I don't know if anybody wants to say anything. Okay, then we can make a motion to accept the adjournments.
I make a motion to accept the adjournments and move into executive session, closing the meeting, because we're not going to come out to vote on anything.
No, we're not. Have a second?
I'll second it.
Dennis Troy, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so with that, we're all gonna hang up and we're gonna call back on the executive session line. And everybody, 7 o'clock, school board candidates, and have a good night.
This conference is
can-
no longer being recorded.
What is the conference call number? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need it sent also.
Yeah,